Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. It is 9:17 p.m. on a Wednesday evening here in Australia, and so we've got a couple of hours before the US market opens, but I've just come back from dinner with my family and I've just put a trade on very quickly. I walked up and saw a couple of nice trades. We've got a lovely trade setting up here on the NQ 233 share bar, and I've just shorted the Euro Stoxx 50, the FESX 550. So I just pull that down. I'm already in the money a little bit. Just one moment. So I've just shorted this. I'm waiting for this to come down and hit 24, which is just down a little lower here. We've got another 3 ticks to go, and you can see I had a lovely little double top. Great divergence here. One thing you got to watch is you can see here price action is above the 34 all the way up. Remember, the trend is your friend, and you've got to be very careful about false entries even when you do get T7s, as you can see here. But this is it's been failing for a while now. Ignore this little indicator down the bottom here. Come on 2 ticks into the money. Now, by the way, 6 ticks is 660 US dollars on 10 contracts, or $66. So let me just quickly flick over. I just want to see how I'm going. Okay, now here we go. Whoops, so I've been a little, let me just get a trade in here.
Order filled.
Now I've just shorted 10 contracts here on the NQ 233. Now I actually got in a little late, so let me just organize my trade. I'll just be one moment. Okay, so I'm nearly in the money. I'm already well in the money. Now this is a thing where and let me just drop this down another couple of ticks. I'm quite happy here to go just above. Here I'm going for 16 ticks, just above the 34. Now the 34 of course will offer great support, so I'm not too far off that, and I'll just check. You can see it bouncing around here. Now of course we've got a lot of things happening in Europe right now with the Greek situation, so you can see I'm bouncing around. I have crossed the zero line. Now what may very well happen here is I come up and this turns into a T10. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift my stop up a little. Now by the way, the obvious area, and I'm going to do this, is for my stop is 2 ticks above this little swing high, and let me just go up another 2. Now this is a really wide swap. Sorry traders, just going to get this right here. Right, now this is a really high stop. Now remember, our risk reward has got to be a minimum of 1 to 1. So what that means is I need to have a 20 tick. Let me just drop this down. A 22 tick target here, which is below the 34. Now what may happen here, this may very well go up and hit the upper pivot. It's a strong possibility. Remember, we trade quite often pivot to pivot. So let's just see what happens here. Now see my short term, we've come down, we're in the oversold area, and this may very well punch up and turn into a T10. We are live, just patiently waiting. Let me just adjust this for a moment, because what I want to do is just check. Okay, I've got a high of 41.75. It would be, so my stop is actually a strict rule of having my stop a maximum of 2 ticks above a high here, but we've got some incredible volatility at the moment. So we're just patiently waiting. put you on hold for a moment. I'll see what happens here. So traders, what you can see, the TradeStation actually plots my entry, which is here. I got in very late in this particular case because I was yapping about my other trade. So we're really expecting, I've got a very large technically profit target because I got in so late. However, my zero lag, you can see up here, has actually rolled over. We can now see that we have our short term is now rolling as well, or about to roll. So on 10 contracts, this is a $1,200 profit target. However, my stop was also 1,150, so I've got a very large stop. Now remember, I work on a minimum of a 1-to-1 bare minimum. Ideally you want a 1.2 to 1 risk reward, and the reason being you want to cover your brokerage. If you're working on less than that, you are going to lose in the long term, just the way it works out. Now I'm going to put you back on hold because I want to check my trade on the Euro Stoxx 50. Just a moment. Okay, so we can now see we're now rolling over for a T10, and I'm going to short another 10 contracts.
Order filled.
Which I've just done, because now, sorry, that's my wife in the background. I'll just put this on hold for a moment. There we go. This is what we call recording live, real and unedited traders. My wife talking away in the background there. So the reason I just shorted a further 10 contracts is, one, my money management rules, and secondly, let me just move this along, sorry, is I love my T10s, as you know. And so we had a perfect T10 here. We've just come off a T89, and we've now got a perfect T10 setting up. We're very close to hitting profit target. I haven't hit my profit target. Mind you, it's starting to move very nicely on the FESX. Come on, keep dropping. We will get there. Very confident in this, traders. And a couple of things, I love these little rollovers. See how the short terms are rolled over here, formed our T10. I'm below the zero line on my platinum, getting close. Patiently waiting. Now notice these pivot bounces, by the way. We had a lovely pivot bounce up the top here. We had a pivot bounce here. We've come up the top here. Let me just roll along a little here. Pivot bounce just here. We had a pivot bounce here, and I'm just waiting to be filled on these two trades, getting closer and closer. Now just on these two trades alone, this is my profit target for the day. I'm after $200 per day per contract. Now your T89, I already would have been filled and well and truly in the money on this particular trade, but as I mentioned earlier, I was in very late. I should have been in 7 or 8 ticks earlier. It's now bouncing. Now the reason this is bouncing is that notice how it's come down and it's hit my 34 EMA. My yellow line here is 34. So this, the 34, generally provides some really strong support or resistance. Here it's support. Now let's have a look here. Got to be very careful of this. Come on, punch down. So down here you can see we had a T10 to the long side, T2, T2, but I only just got home from a nice meal with the family. I don't know if I said that earlier, and just saw these couple of trades, or this particular one, the T89, and the T89 on the Euro Stoxx 50. Just waiting for them all to bring the bacon home, as they say. Getting close, getting very close.
Order
Here we
filled.
go. Punch through on both trades. Now, okay, it's very nice. So still waiting for the FESX to deliver. So what I had here was a T89 that I got into very late because I was talking. It should have been up here. And I had a very nice trade here. I had a T10. Long-term stochastic rolling over, short-term rolling over. Now just those two trades alone, I've hit my daily profit target. And still waiting for my FESX to deliver. Could be some time. So traders, I'll sign off on this one. Little short trade. Maybe if I just go back and just look at a couple of other things. Now this is the 233 volume. Now of course we can see here when the market's closed, it reopens, and we head down here. We had a T2, T2. You had a T2 here. You're very close to the pivot. Pivot bounce, pivot bounce, pivot bounce. Now this pivot bounce, okay, now remember you're waiting for your zero leg to roll up. Now if you don't have a zero leg, you're waiting for an 8 EMA. Now one of the rules that you use, of course, is your 34 EMA. If price is above the 34, you're after longs only. If you're below the 34, shorts only. It's just a good simple indicator of trends. So traders, I've just shorted on a T25. We can see a 1-2 candle pullback. We can see our zero lag is dropping. I'm about to get a further or another T10. So you can see here my stop at the moment is 1-to-1. I'm going to drop that now down to a little better than that, down to 700. We can see here that usually when you have this breakthrough on the 34, it'll really break away very quickly, as it's doing now. So we'll just wait. So this is a T25 and also a T10, and you can see the T10 form just there on this candle here. You can see the crossover getting very close. Now we are bouncing around. I just put this on a hold so we're not sitting around for quite some time. Here we go. We're nearly there, come on, deliver. It's by the way 9:41 p.m. It's my time to just about sign off. I just wanted to show you. So what we had here was a T89, which I got in very late, as I mentioned. We had a T10, lovely T10. We're in a T10 and a T25 right now. Traders, if you want to know more about my trading, please drop me an email. And you can purchase all. By the way, we're about to be delivered here on this Euro Stoxx 50 trade that I was in earlier.
Filled.
Whoops, just got delivered.
Order
filled
filled.
on that one. Filled on that one. So I've just been filled for 6 or 7 ticks on the Euro Stoxx 50. I've just been delivered there for what was that? $900. How many ever ticks on the NQ? So it's been a fantastic night, and with that I'm going to sign off. So in finalizing it, traders, I've just had 4 wonderful trades in a row using some of the key strategies that I train. For $197, of course, you can obtain these. It's now actually well over 8 hours of online video instruction, plus over 5 hours of recorded live trading sessions. So please drop me an email if you'd like more information on how to day trade. As most of you are well aware, I love to be in and out of a market within an hour or two. I've just basically now just hit 2 days profit within an hour. So please drop me an email if you'd like more information. Thank you.